throughout the history of time and space and photography, there have been a great number of countries who produce cameras. Anyway, if we look at Germany, that's where Leica comes from, and Rollei, but they make shit cameras now. Then Canon, Nikon, Pentax, Olympus, kind of, from Japan. Then we've got Hasselblad from Sweden. Actually, I'm pointing to Norway. Sweden. Russia, Fed, or the Zorki. But the question is, what has Hong Kong got to be proud of? Oh! Okay, so the world's crashed and died, exploded. Anyway, so what has Hong Kong got that they can be proud of in the photography industry? Let's take a look. So anyway, this is the Holga. It was created by Mr. T.M. Lee in Hong Kong in 1982. Although Wikipedia says 1981 in China. Who's to believe, eh? There's so many fakes in this place that even the history is fake. Look at that. That's heart attack in a bun. Add oil. Quite literally. It was supposed to offer the working class a cheap way into the world of photography. Only later was it more popular amongst artists and people learning photography. I don't quite understand why this camera has become such a cult camera in recent years. There were tons of Flickr users who used this modest little plastic thing from Hong Kong. But why has it become such a hit? See, the specs of this camera could be written on a post-it note. What is there? There's a lens, a viewfinder, some flash, aperture. It's got aperture, and it's got focus. Focus. That's good, isn't it? Oh, focus. There have been a lot of variations in the Holga. Some had a adjustable aperture, although it got stuck. So in the end, they just went with a fixed f8 aperture. You see, in reality, the Holga has more flaws than it has features. There's a lot of possibility for light leaks around here, 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 here. So, yeah, not really a light tight box. Oh God. Oh man. No problem. Yeah, so the back's come off. That's the thing. With these little latches here, it's quite easy for the back to come off. And they don't really click into place well. So you have to be careful with this. So it's got a very sophisticated winding system. This doesn't click into place either. So you have to look at this little window here to see when you've winded it on onto the next frame. That is actually the film you see inside there. They've put a nice little red window there to try and prevent the light leaks, but of course it's made in Hong Kong, so do the math. There we go. Bang. But another thing is that, oh, anyway, if you look on the bottom of the camera, you also see a bulb mode and a tripod. Shit. That's fine. No, it's not fine, I think. This is ridiculous. Have we got any DigitalRev tape? What a waste. Absolute waste. Get over, bastards. There we go. But to make it completely safe, we have to use a very special item, DigitalRev tape. You see, a lot of Holga owners do the same because there's light leaks everywhere. And also, I'm sick of the back falling off. Oh shit, I can't see it. I can't see it. there we have it. Perfect. Viva Hong Kong. Ooh, yes. Laugh, die me. Let's go. So now we can actually do some shooting and not worry about having to take it all over again. Now this is ISO 50, so yeah, good luck to us. Decisive moment.
They say that there's so much production variation with Holgas that you won't necessarily get the same effect from each camera.
So yeah, it's kind of hard to explain or even understand why this camera has been such a cult phenomenon in recent years. Let's try a double exposure.
It's a bit odd not knowing just how not very good your shots really will be.
Don't know how that's going to turn out. Only having 12 shots, this is really kind of forcing me to think a bit. Not to waste a film. But at the same time, there's a bit of pressure because we are getting absolutely soaked by the rain.
The weather was relentless. Typhoon Level 3 decided to pay Hong Kong a little visit. At least a potentially broken Holga was the least of my concerns.
I don't think I'll get good exposure in there though. This is really limiting me.
A few shots in and I wasn't any closer to figuring out why this camera is adored by so many.
Yeah, good luck with exposure. I see nothing now.
Only towards the end of the roll was I starting to get it. The limitations force you to think a bit more creatively, and it's kind of refreshing.
Red taxi, red taxi, red taxi, please, red taxi. Yeah. Put on a bold mode. Bang. Actually, the thing I like about this is that it makes you care less about getting the perfect shot. In fact, I don't care at all.
There's no pretensions with the Holga, thus one doesn't feel inclined to create something incredibly pretentious.
So it makes you just concentrate on taking shots that you feel like taking, rather than thinking about what's going to be a beautiful composition.
It's like a Kinder Egg. Sometimes you get a pleasant surprise, but then other times you get those really rubbish toys. And the Holga throws up plenty of surprises, that's for sure. But I still couldn't comprehend why it became such a phenomenon, so I asked two arty people who like Holga cameras. Well, today we've come to meet up with two Holga owners. One very experienced Holga owner and one new Holga owner. So why did you buy this camera?
So because I found it on eBay and it was like £9 and the shipping fee was free. So I thought it would be it's a bargain, so why not get it? And yeah, I have a go on it.
So you bought this because it was cheap?
Yeah, and the colour as well. I like white and the stock. So yeah.
But what interested you about the Holga in the first place?
It's made in Hong Kong and the size, and it's a toy camera. I don't have a toy camera, I want to get one.
So you like the whole kind of low-mo,
yeah,
vignetting, dark corners and all that kind of...
Yeah, it saves time without Photoshop. Just...
Well, we've got an experienced Holga user here. What is the point of the Holga?
For Holga, it's a very cheap 1 to 120 camera. I think it's opened up the gate to photography for everyone. It helps people to realize, oh, it's not about the camera for you shooting photo. It's about how you want your pictures to be, your artistic style.
How long have you been using the Holga?
I think I've been using it for around 7 years. I remember one time my childhood place, the building is going to be demolished. So I used the Holga to shoot the place. I think it's quite a match, retro style, and then can match with the atmosphere with the place create dreamy to stay. There is lots of memories in the place.
So, I mean, obviously this camera is not a good performer in terms of image quality, but that's exactly why people like it.
Yeah. And when you start playing with Holga, you will try to be more serious with photography, and then you step forward and get another camera that's suitable to you.
Yeah. So the conclusion is the Holga camera is good for artisticness, but then you buy a real camera. There you go. You know, sometimes photography is taken a little bit too seriously. It's all about sharpness, accurate focus, soft bokeh, the best performance. But sometimes perfection isn't everything. Using something like the Holga can be hard to get to grips with at first, but it really does relax the way you approach photography and just concentrate on being creative. It's a bit like the Hong Kong snack, the pineapple bun. Not sophisticated, subtle, certainly not healthy, but it has a certain charm, though I don't think I could eat one every day.
Oh, this must be created by Sony. It's the 3D world.